Welcome to the Athletes Unlimited Softball League, presented by Goody. Campus Corner in Norman, always popping, doesn't matter what day it is. We are finishing up the first half of the AUSL schedule. Tonight, the Talons looking for a sweep over the Volts in the beautiful Loves Field here on the campus of Oklahoma. Well, and the Talons charging forward along with the Bandits at the top of the standings, hoping that they can make the gap between second and third a 5-game spread. That's what they do tonight. With a win, they could match the Bandits' win total entering the night, but the Bandits, if they're able to play in Wichita tonight due to weather, could be the first team to reach 10 wins on the season. Alongside the former two-time All-American Amanda Scarborough, I'm Chucky Kempf. The Talons have done it in every way. They've won 7 of their last 8. They're unstoppable right now.
The way that they're swinging the bat is something really to be noticed, and it started in their series against the Blaze in Chattanooga, where the Blaze tried to come back. They were down 12-1, tied at 12-12, but there was something about the offense that just clicked when Sydney Romero actually hit a home run to win it in the 7th, and then later on in that series, it was Hannah Flippen also in the 7th that hit a home run in game 3, and they would end up sweeping the Blaze after an absolute battle and brawl and offenses just going back and forth. They continued that offensive momentum in Wichita, where Charlize Palacios against the Bandits, who are in first place right now, hit a walk-off home run. They're able to do it in comeback fashion, can rely on their offense late in games. It was a slow start the first 3 games where they were just scoring over 2 runs a game, hitting 276 as a team, but look at the last 8 games, 7-1 record and scoring almost 7 runs a game.
Big change for them. They've done it all, though. They've pitched well in this series specifically. They've hit it. They've played great defense. They're happy to see 21 back in the lineup. Sierra Sacco was a late scratch last night, but she's back in center field and back at the top of this order. Another one to keep an eye on, Caroline Jacobsen, having a tremendous start to the season. A 7-game hit streak for Jacobsen. She has been raking since opening day in Rosemont. She's in the 5 spot. Jadalyn Allchin, who led off last night, is down in the 9 hole. Peyton Gottschall, her second year out of Tennessee, gets the start. It was a great tandem with Carlin Pickens for Karen Weekly on back-to-back SEC title teams. Gottschall this year 1-0 with a sub-2 ERA in 5 appearances, almost 20 innings.
That sub-2 ERA in this league is hard to do, and she has one of the best ERAs up to this point in the season at just 1.81 and close to 20 innings pitched. Saw her a couple of times in the 1 appearance in this series, 2 2/3 against Talons earlier on.
Volts falling 8-3 last night in 9 innings, or excuse me, in 8 innings. They dropped the game 2 4-0, and then game 1 3-2 in a game that came down to the bottom of the 7th. They had runners aplenty, but were unable to bring them in, and it's been a little bit of bad luck at times for the Volts in this series, whether it be hard hit balls right at people, or balls falling an inch foul, or ball jumping over the wall for a ground rule double.
And not a lot of luck. And yesterday's game was tight. The Volts had a chance to win it. In fact, it was tied. We went to extras, but the Talons in the 8th inning just exploded. Again, offense late in games has been the name of the game for the Talons. Their offense just does not go away and does whatever it takes to figure out a way to win no matter what inning.
Sierra Sacco in the 2 games this series she's played, 3 for 7 at the plate, has scored 3 times. First batter sees the first full count. Talons first time through the order hit 309. That's second best in the league the first time through. Sacco fouls another pitch off. What's that tell you? First time through, that kind of success for this team.
I mean, it's all Sacco, and just the year that she has been able to put together. She can hit early in the count whenever she sees something, and she can foul off a ton of pitches too to extend ABs.
Got to be quick to get Sacco, and they do. 1 out for Gottschall.
And from Peyton Gottschall, she's going to throw a lot of variations of her curveball. She'll throw just a regular curveball, which is a pitch for a right-handed batter, would be on the outside corner to them. Also an off-speed curveball, and then a backdoor curveball. That backdoor curveball for a right-handed hitter will start at them and then cross come across the inside corner. So a lot of different variations of that curveball that she relies on.
Hard to believe this is Peyton's first start of the season with that sub-2 ERA. She's been excellent in relief opportunities this year. She was their second highest pitcher drafted in the inaugural draft. They got her in the 6th round. The last team to get their second pitcher. Part of that strategy for Kat Osterman and Kelly Kretschmann was that they knew they had the #1 pick in the college draft, and that's where they went and got the Oklahoma star Sam Landry. Into left field, Lorenz coming in the shade to make the catch. Those outfield seats looking real nice right now in the shade.
Especially out in left field, we have more people there than in right field, I think, because it has the most shade and maybe also the best breeze out there in left field. Something that we are definitely missing in the booth. No breeze.
And a Flippen to try and keep the inning rolling. Strike 1 from Gottschall.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Peyton Gottschall throw that changeup a little bit more. It's not a pitch that she's used a ton up to this point, but it's a different look. And being able to use her off-speed curveball a little bit more. Remember, she uses the off-speed curve about 25% of the time, but it's been the pitch that has gotten hit the hardest that she's thrown, with a 400 batting average against it and also the highest slugging percentage off of it.
Inside corner for Gottschall, strike 2. Flippen crushes that foul. And a Flippen right up there. I'm talking about best starts to the season. Not just what she's done offensively, but her glove at shortstop has been exceptional. Takes that ball outside, 2-2. Another foul ball from Flippen, who's right up there among the best in the league so far. 15 hits. McKinney and Zirkle both for the Bandits up there. Jacobsen joins Flippen, and then Bailey Klingler, who got off to a ridiculous start. She had the first Grand Slam in league history. Erin Koffel's not on that list, but she has had some of the clutchest hits. 3 big swings for Koffel this year. Flippen into center. Briggs goes back. The newest member of the Volts, just traded yesterday. Making the play in center. Peyton Gottschall, 1-2-3 start in the first. Nothing in the top of the first for the Talons. Volts in desperate need of a quick start tonight. Struggled to find momentum early in games. Have been playing from behind in every game in this series so far. Amanda Lorenz has been automatic at the top of the order. She has 4 hits. She's walked 3 times, couple doubles, has driven in 1 run. Briggs slides into the 2 spot. This lineup continues to kind of shuffle around a little bit. Sierra Briggs there in the 2 spot. Mia Scott now hitting 9th. Sam Shao also back in the lineup, as well as Jessie Warren, who we have not seen in this series. So Jessie back at 3rd to make her series debut. And then there's Raylan Chafin, who had a fantastic Game 1 start that set the tone for the Talons in this series. The rookie out of Mississippi State went 4+, allowed just 3 hits, 1 run. It was off of a solo home run from Rachel Garcia and struck out 3 batters.
Yeah, really looked great in that Game 1 start, and the Talons pitching has just been on point, making all the right moves. Chafin started that game, followed by Megan Framo, who slammed the door. It came down to the final pitch, bases loaded situation. Framo found herself in, but Raylan Chafin, quality start and got the win.
Three wins for Chafin on the season. First pitch to Amanda Lorenz, down low. Lorenz automatic in the Volts lineup. She's in left field and she's leading off. You can pencil her in for the next 13 games this year.
Yeah, she's the one that, before I actually see the real lineup, that I have penciled in left field and also leading off. But with the Volts, just trying to find some offensive consistency. I don't really know what to do with the rest of their lineup, because I think that they're still trying to figure it out, hitting under 200 in this series.
Here's Lorenz right on cue, over the head of Jacobsen off the wall. It's going to be extra bases for Lorenz. You can really just draw some lines, too, of where she's going to be on base, because you know what's going to happen. She's reached in all 12 games this season.
Well, she led off yesterday's game with a double as well, except it went to left center. This one, she pulls toward the right side, a double to right field, just out of the reach of Caroline Jacobsen, but well-struck balls to lead off the game for Lorenz in both games back-to-back.
Briggs laying down the bunt. Jaquish makes the play. You have to imagine, though, that's part of the reason why Sierra Briggs is in that 2 spot, knowing Lorenz likely to get on base and she can move her over.
Well, that execution was something that they were missing big time yesterday, to get runners on and not be so great at sacrifice bunting them over. What Raylan Chafin is going to throw is more of a curveball. Her curveball is going to be her go-to pitch. We'll also mix in her changeup, which she will at any point in any count. That changeup is her best pitch in terms of lowest batting average and best swing and miss.
Romero to left field toward the track, just going to fall short there, but it's going to do the job. Lorenz going to come in to score, and for the first time in this series, the Volts lead.
And this is just good execution, what we were just talking about that they've been missing in the first 3 games. So Lorenz gets to second, Briggs sacrifices her over, and it allows for this sacrifice fly with Romero stepping up and just driving to the outfield, and for the first time, the Volts score first.
Nobody on for T Jennings, and 2 away in front of this heavy Sooner crowd here in Norman. I think Tiara's thinking too, when will I play on this field again in competitive action? Started last year for Oklahoma in the first season of Love's Field, but got the chance to coach there as a GA under Patty Gasso this year, and now return as a player a year later. Part of that senior class that completed the 4-peat.
Yeah, it's good to see her playing with Athletes Unlimited in the AUSL. Her first season.
Ahead of Chafin, 2-1. Ooh.
It's that changeup that she will throw in any count, and a lot of confidence in that pitch, and we see it too a lot. I feel like, especially at this professional level, a lot of backward counts, changeups, a lot of hitters counts, changeups is what I mean. 2-1 change, she got it.
It's hard that time. Jennings fights it off.
And talking about Raylan Chafin, her curveball is a pitch that she has gone to the most at 26% of the time, but her changeup is not far behind. So she can ramp it up to 67 and then bring in that changeup at 55. Also mix in her rise ball and screwball too a decent amount of the time.
Another foul ball. Outside. The Talons have given up just 5 runs in the 3-game series, or in this 4-game series so far. They gave up 6, 8, and 12 to the Blaze last weekend in Chattanooga. Pitching staff starting to settle in, as well as the offense we've talked about. Left field, and caught over there. Allchin makes the play. 1 run does come across for the Volts.
A good track down by Jadalyn Allchin, who's been doing it with her bat, now showing off her glove. Volts score 1, but Talons come to swing it.
1-0 Volts after 1 over the Talons. Let's check in with the third member of our team, Savannah Collins.
Well, we've seen an effective Talons offense so far here in Norman. 15 runs scored in the 3 games so far, and there are some things that they are tracking on a whiteboard in the dugout every single night. Here's a look at last night's whiteboard. Those check marks they get per inning if they do the things down the side. Let me take you into what some of those things are. Leadoff runner on. Defensively, leadoff runner getting them out or off. Quality at-bats. Quality at-bats with runners in scoring position and momentum. These are the little things that head coach Howard Dobson is emphasizing to his team, and they are taking note of when they do it every game, every inning.
Love it. You'll see a lot of different teams track different things in game, and the whiteboard makes it nice and easy to be able to erase yesterday after you probably take a picture of it and track it, file it away, archive it. And you start to see, okay, when we have this many out of this many, then we're more likely to win in all these different categories, and it just gets at the entire team on the same page about what the goals are, about what the priorities are in order to win games.
Did you have anything like that in college?
We didn't do anything like that. I feel like all this data tracking started to happen a little bit more after I got done playing, whether it's like the real technology that you see with Synergy and 643, or whether it's something easy like a whiteboard.
Gotchel gets Vidales to pop up. An easy one for Deja Mulipola behind the plate. What year would you say the data tracking came in?
I'd say a little bit more. This is a total guess. I need to go back and look, but maybe like 2012, 2013. I got done in 2008. And I'm sure there were things being tracked like on a whiteboard without Synergy and PitchCom and all the things that go along with it, because we didn't have that back then, but we just didn't track anything like that in our dugout.
Give you a little brief about when you played.
Yeah, I know. It was back with the dinosaurs, apparently. Archaic. T-Rex was in the dugout sometimes. We had to watch out for him.
1-2 to Caroline Jacobsen. Great start so far for Gotchel, but this has been a tough out for every pitcher this season. Jacobsen 4 for 12 in the series with a double and 5 RBIs.
She looked good. And looking at her numbers compared to the rest of the team, there's offense all throughout this lineup who have stepped up at different times and performed. A lot of RBIs and hits all throughout, but Jacobsen, one of the best batting averages on the team.
Drove in 50 runs in her final college season that she spent at Clemson. 12 home runs each of her last 2 years. Works the count full. It's been a great 2-strike hitter this year as well, over 300 with 2 strikes.
That's a great average with 2 strikes.
On the handle and fouled out. Draws the walk just off the plate. That is the first base runner for the Talons.
Such a good eye. Caroline Jacobsen, and I mentioned this before, but Peyton Gottschall going to that changeup so much more already in this game, just to give these hitters a different look.
Savannah Jaquish. Jaquish really looking for her first big swing of the season. She's 2 for 7 in this series. Couple RBIs, but no extra base hits yet for Savannah. Oh, that got her. She has been hit a couple times.
That's when you looked at the series comparison too, Volts versus Talons. The Talons have gotten on base a lot with walks and hit by pitch. High on base percentage. in this series, hitting .256 in the past 3 games, and a higher on-base percentage because of a lot of free passes.
They're plus 10 in those categories over the Volts in the series. Strike one to Ellis. Double play opportunity for the Volts. Ellis has already grounded into once in this series. This has popped up behind the plate and back toward the netting. Not sure if it hit the net first anyway, but Mulipola couldn't bring it in.
Hopefully her feet and ankles are okay. Kind of looked like she got caught up right where the wall meets the turf. And it's tricky too because it jets out a little bit there because of the signage. So she felt the wall at one point and then it about a foot closer to the net, kind of sunk into it.
Outside to Ellis on the 0-2 pitch. Bree just 1 home run on the season so far, came on Father's Day in Chattanooga.
It's a good time to hit a Bree bomb. Her dad, Ron.
He said that's just what he wanted.
He said that's exactly what he wanted.
There it is. How'd you know, Bree Ellis? It's at the top of his Father's Day wish list. Saw plenty of those at Arkansas over the last couple seasons.
And that's a free gift, too. You know,
yeah, it's a good one.
Like a DIY gift.
Yeah. Like, I'm not handing that gift out. You may be able to give, like, a strike out the side or something. I have to spend real money.
I should say not free for the amount of lessons and money that they spent on travel ball for Bree to be able to hit those home runs. So slight investment there, but it paid off. National Player of the Year last year.
I actually heard Bree Ellis had a pitching coach when she was 10 years old that I had thought knew pitching, but then Bree Ellis ends up being one of the best hitters in the country. Can you speak to that? Ooh, and she goes down looking. Didn't like that call inside. First strikeout for Gottschall.
That's a big swing right here after a couple of free passes for Gottschall to get this pitch. Backdoor curveball, but just didn't seem like it broke enough back over the inside corner, but Gottschall gets the call. Ellis gets a strikeout.
Maybe you taught her so much about good pitching that she just understood it. She knew what she was looking for then.
Look, Bree could pitch. I'll tell you that right now. She's a great pitcher. Shouldn't have given up. Strong, tall, really good stuff.
Aguilar, just 1 hit in the series, was a solo home run yesterday. Ahead in the count 2-1. Good spot from Gottschall to level the count at 2-2.
She is throwing that pitch more. And you can tell that they made it a priority with Deja Mulipola to call that pitch more. It's one of her least used pitches. Talon's not expecting it yet.
Aguilar into deep left center field, sat on that pitch off the wall. This game going to be tied at 1, and Aguilar has a double. Big swing from Allie with 2 outs.
Well, and that's her off-speed curveball, right? We were talking about this off-speed curveball. It's actually the pitch that has gotten hit the hardest in terms of extra base hits. Highest slugging percentage is against her off-speed curveball, and it's what Aguilar gets, sits on it, takes it the other way. It's up in the zone, and she drills it. Must feel good for Aguilar. She's not had a ton of luck this season.
Just her second hit with runners in scoring position this season. Now she's in scoring position along with Savannah Jaquish for Jadalyn Allchin, who's been tremendous. And Allchin into center field. She continues to rip it, trying to bring 2 in, and she will. Jadalyn Allchin uses the wheels to cruise into second base. She is having the time of her life right now.
She's playing great. She's playing free. She put in the hard work in the offseason, and she's just getting to see all of it pay off. Been so fun to watch her thrive after getting some experience last summer, getting some ABs against these quality pitchers, put in the work in the off season. As hard as she possibly could work, she did. And now she has just been driving the ball all over the field, driving in runs from the 9-hole.
Jalen wearing the mic for us tonight. We'll get to talk to her live in the field coming up later in this game.
And from a strategy standpoint, I would just stop throwing that off-speed curveball. I would just stick with the changeup and her hardest stuff. Her rise ball seems a little bit off-speed too, but it's been the off-speed curveball that Aguilar hit and the off-speed curveball that Allchin just hit there too.
Capsule has not had a lot of trouble this season. We mentioned one of the best ERAs in the league. This is just her first start though. Strike one on the outside corner to Sacco.
Mentioned this earlier, but Rachel Garcia looking like she might be getting the night off. We'll see if we see her later in the game, depending on how it goes. Maybe even a pinch hit opportunity. I'd like to have her as a hitter coming off the bench in a big close game situation if the game presents itself later on.
2-week break after tonight's games. Some of these players can be playing with international teams. Some will just get a little bit of rest, which I'm sure many of them are thinking they probably need right now after the hectic schedule over the first couple weeks of the season. There's Rachel out in the bullpen walking around.
Just when we thought she was going to maybe be having a little bit of rest, there she is in the bullpen. She's thrown 41% of their innings. Up to this point in the season, they've used her a lot, started her a lot, brought her in relief. And this is a Volts team, Chucky, that needs a win, and especially with the 2-week break, to do whatever it takes in this game to go into the break with the dub.
Sacco to center, carrying for Briggs, back to the track and makes the play. The strand a runner. Talons answer right back though. 3 runs in the second. They're right back where they've been all series, on top. The Athletes Unlimited Softball League is sponsored by Goody. They've been busy all season long. What do you got going here?
I had a little, oh gosh, what was it called?
The braid bar.
I know, it is the braid bar, the Goody braid bar that is at every single game. You can get your hair braided, and they have a couple of different options that you can choose from. And we've seen a lot of different young girls over there. This happens at every single AUSL game, that there is a Goody braid bar going on. And you can get some French braids, a side braid like I had. And what I was trying to remember is the name of the braid.
A sideways slugger or something, or
yeah,
I don't know.
Sideways slugger. I think you are right.
Yeah, I'm really locked in.
Yesterday, but awesome that they have that. Look, their braids look good. So many French braids going on, but I love that Goody braid bar. A lot of young players are kind of wishing that that was like at every tournament. Moms are wishing that that was at every tournament. It's fun. Sorry that you couldn't get in on the action.
Well, you know, they were busy. It wasn't anything else to do with lack of hair.
And props to them, too, because it has been very windy, and trying to braid hair when it's windy is quite the tall task.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Michaela Edenfield to lead off the second inning for the Volts. What would you tell your team if you were one of the leaders of the Volts right now and the struggles have continued and you've been on the wrong side of some luck? What would you be saying to your teammates?
Yeah, especially in game. We're in this. Scored first. We've got to keep our energy high, keep the momentum up, and just keep having quality at bats and executing. I mean, that's what led to that 1 run and momentum that they grabbed early. But the Talons offense has just been so hot.
Kayla Edenfield very nearly changed the complexion of this series in game 1. Looked like she had tied the game, but she had a ball down the right field line that hopped over the wall for a ground rule double, which made Sierra Romero, who we think would have scored from first, have to hold up at third base. Megan Faremo ended up closing the door on that game. Corrick had the complete game shutout in game 2. Faremo was great last night with Corrick finishing the job in extras. And here they are again. That's strikeout number 1 for Chafin.
And Chafin expands the zone up. We've seen a lot of these Volts players chase pitches out of the zone. In fact, they have struck out 20 times in 3 games compared to the Talons struck out 14. But the difference there is the Volts had 20 strikeouts and just 7 walks, compared to the Talons, who had those 14 strikeouts and 13 walks. So about a 1-to-1 ratio there.
Chafin gets the big swing and miss from Deja Mulipola, another one that they're hoping will get going soon at the plate. Deja just 1 for 10 in the series. She was 0 for 2 when she returned from Japan midweek against the Blaze. Didn't get a lot of opportunities, but struggling to start here in the AUSL. Deja was crowned the individual champion in one of the former iterations of Athletes Unlimited Softball with that leaderboard back in 2022. She hit .432 that year, 9 home runs, 19 RBIs in just 15 games played. 0-2 on the outside corner, back-to-back strikeouts for Chafin.
Look at Chafin coming right back after giving up a run in that first inning. Back-to-back strikeouts now, one on the rise, and then paints the outside corner with the curve. Deja Mulipola not agreeing with that. Remember, she's a catcher on the other side, has a good awareness of the strike zone, and does not like that call.
Inside corner here, strike 1 to Jessie Warren, who we have not seen yet in this series. Amanda hitting .270 on the season. She's driven in 4 runs. Jessie out of Tampa, Florida, was a former ACC Player of the Year twice, Defensive Player of the Year, and Freshman of the Year for Lonnie Alameda and the Seminoles.
Paint in the corner again. Look at Chafin just attacking these hitters. 0-2 to Edenfield, 0-2 to Mulipola, now 0-2 to Warren. She's not thrown a ball yet in this inning.
Couldn't do it.
That is going to be 9 pitches, 3 outs.
Ooh. We had the immaculate inning on the MLB side this week that should have been. They had strike 3 right down the middle, and the umpire called a ball. Thought maybe we were going to get past that, but that pitch well outside.
Okay, but wait, backtrack really quick. Do you call an immaculate inning 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts, or an immaculate inning 3 pitches, 3 outs?
I do 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're doing your own thing.
I guess so. All I know is that I was going to get a steak dinner at A&M if I went 3 pitches and 3 outs. Coach Evans told me.
Into center field, Sacco coming on and making the catch. It is a 1-2-3 inning, and Raylan Chafin will take that all night. Good start for the rookie. Fans loving the AUSL in Norman, Oklahoma. Talons looking for a 4-game sweep of the Volts. It would be the second time the Volts were swept this year after having that happen in Louisiana last weekend to the Bandits. And you see it's the Bandits and Talons just dominating. 12-0 against the other 2 teams in the league, the Volts and the Blaze. The Bandits' offense has been tremendous. We know their pitching staff's been great as well. Volts and Blaze completed the first trade in league history. Mackenzie Clark from the Volts going to the Blaze. She had a great debut game, actually, for them last night. Sierra Briggs coming over this way. We talked some about the Talons missing pieces. How about Georgina Korik coming back from Japan, one of those players that they were kind of waiting for, and she has been lights out every time we've seen her step in the circle.
Really good. I wanted to do a quick follow-up about the immaculate inning. Gwen Svekis texted me, and she agrees. She's on my side. 3 pitches, 3 outs. She's with me. But the immaculate inning, we do believe, according to Eric Rue, is 3 strikeouts and just 9 pitches, and it's only happened 118 times in MLB history.
Yeah, I looked it up too. Google's giving me three batters going down on 3 strikes. Come on, Gwen.
Gwen's with me, so there's a small percentage of people that think an immaculate inning is 3 pitches, 3 outs. For a steak dinner.
This is what happens when we let you go on TV like 100 times a year. This is the kind of nonsense you're spewing.
I've been lied to my whole life.
Big swing and a miss from Charlize Palacios. Second time through the order here for the Talons against Piancastel.
I think that off-speed curveball could still do good things with her, or for her. That was an off-speed curveball there. I think it's just all going to be about the location of that pitch being more down in the zone, right at the knees, like that last one to Palacios was.
Inside, Palacios knew it was happening, but it got her on the knee. Or no, she's good.
Hey, if you're going to get hit by a pitch, a changeup is the pitch that you want to get hit by. Oh, I don't know on the kneecap, though. Better to be hit, though, at 57 than 67, 69.
She almost kind of just flinched at the last second because I think it would hit her in the side of the knee. And I think she almost moved it to the kneecap, which is savage from the catcher.
Well, it's like when the doctor, like, hits your knee for your reflexes, right?
Yeah, you got that one right. Just a reflex test, right? You good? You good tonight?
I know, I was thinking about what the tool was called.
And a Flippen skies this, tailing out of bounds. Warren giving it a look. That is an unbelievable catch by Jessie Warren, even though it hit the net and didn't count.
Yeah, I've seen actually some teams will pull the net into the dugout. So the players that are in the dugout right now and the coaches will grab the net and pull it into the dugout to give the defender more room and so that the ball won't hit it. You saw Jessie kind of pushing it with her hand, trying to get it to come down without hitting it, knowing that she had a beat on it and would have had an opportunity to get it out. So there she uses her hand to push against it. And that's the players in the dugout need to help out a little bit there.
Kelly Kretschmann was actually pulling on it kind of to see how far they could get it to move after that. Flippen goes down looking, has some words for our home plate umpire, Keith Walker.
Looking down in the dugout, and I missed this backdoor curveball. It just did not cut back across. 2 strikeouts on that pitch for Piancastel, both inside to righties.
Pitch almost went in and got Tori Vidales. Tori, a couple doubles in this series, came in game 2.
And we saw Tori and several AUSL players at breakfast this morning. Neighborhood Jam in Norman was the place to be. I felt like we just all got the memo just in time to meet up for brunch, but good spot in Norman. Tori was there with her parents who are in town. They'll drive back to Houston, or LaPorte, that is, in the Houston area after tomorrow morning.
You know what sold me on it? Sydney Romero, Kaylee Clifton, who is another former Oklahoma Sooner great, and then Sierra was with them, of course, Sydney's sister. But that's what sold me, because they're here. They kind of grew up here in college, so they know that's a good spot.
Yeah, but you acted like we didn't go there earlier when we had earlier in the season.
Yeah.
At OU Tennessee, and there were no OU players there, but this just confirmed it. It's a good spot.
Yeah.
Good valid. Yeah, we liked it then though too, and we saw Sydney there and CC. Place to be this morning.
Oh my goodness, that one snuck through the hole in the dugout.
Wow. There's a lot happening over there in that dugout right now. That was very close. 77 miles an hour off the bat.
Another 2-2 to Vidales. Upstairs, 3-2. Tori just 1 home run on the season. It came in her first at bat of the year. 3-2. Reaches out and tags that one into right center field. Takes a big round of first. She's going for 2. The 3rd double of the series for Tori Vidales, and sets the Talons up 2nd and 3rd with just 1 out.
all of their hits are off of this off-speed curve. Great piece of hitting by Tori Vidales. Look at her get her barrel to that pitch. Identified it out of the hand, slowed her barrel down enough to be on time with it. What another double by Tori. She's had 3 in this series, but what a swing. That off-speed curveball the Talons have just been on. We'll see Rachel Garcia enter this game.
That just shows you how important this is to this Volts team. Cannot get swept in 4 games going to the break. They would be 5 games out of 2nd place. And that's, you got to be in the top 2 if you want to go to Tuscaloosa and play for the first ever AUSL championship. But enter Rachel Garcia, the former National Player of the Year, into the circle and maybe the best pitcher in the league this year so far.
Yeah, I've seen her a lot in this series. In fact, this will be her 3rd appearance in 4 games, and that drop ball that she's been working has just been fantastic, getting a lot of hitters to chase that pitch down and out of the zone, and then she brings in the high heat, a rise ball at 70 miles an hour. A lot of strikeouts off of that off-speed drop ball and being able to change speeds very, very, very well, especially to left-handed hitters.
Rachel in the series 0-1. This is her 3rd appearance, an ERA right at 3 and 9 1/3. Has struck out 7. 5 free passes. We're into a little bit of trouble, but she's dealt with it really well so far. A sub-3 ERA on the season overall.
Well, and just her stuff has looked really good. Her rise ball, when she's been rested, has been explosive and a ton of movement on it. And then that off-speed drop ball that she's been throwing is just getting hitters to chase left and right. Hitters with 2 strikes against her, hitting just 111. So you're going to see the Talons swing early in the count to try to avoid that 2-strike count.
Jacobsen swinging first pitch, and 1 run will score. Wasting no time, Caroline Jacobsen driving in yet another run, her 6th of the series.
Well, this is a pitch that I would look for against Rachel is a curveball. This is a backdoor curveball. I would look to be on time with that inner half with 70, and good job of Jacobsen just not wasting any time to get on time with 70 inside, driving in another run.
First and 3rd for Savannah Jaquish. Outside, let's check in with Savannah.
Well, Caroline Jacobsen has been working on visualizing pinches, hunting certain things. Amanda, what you just said, looking for the right pitch to attack, staying within herself and being confident is really what she attributes to having this great start to the AUSL season.
She has looked every bit of confident in her at-bats that she's had. And what...
Jacobsen running now, she is going to be tagged out. Nice throw from Mulipola. The Talons have ran in this series, which they haven't done all year. That time it doesn't pay off.
Jacobsen just running into an out there, maybe not expecting a throw, and it was even delayed by Deja to get it down to 2nd. Good tag by Tiare.
Trying to find the right recipe to finish this inning with just the 1 run across. 2-1 count to Jaquish. To Lorenz in left, calls off Briggs. That'll do it. Another run for the Talons. 4 runs in the last 2 frames to take a 3-run lead over the Volts. The Talons fell behind in the first inning for the first time in this 4-game series, but here they are back in business. 3 runs in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and they lead 4-1. Overall, it's all smiles for this team right now, who is cruising and hoping to pick up their 9th win of the year and their 8th in their last 9 games. After losing the season opening series to the Bandits, losing 2 out of 3 in Rosemont. There's Jadalyn Allchin in the outfield wearing the mic from us from Fountain Valley, California. Played 4 years at Washington and then finished up at UCLA, all of her time in the Pac-12. Just finished up her first year as an assistant coach at Michigan State as well. She's wearing the mic. We appreciate it, Jadalyn. You got to tell us, too, because you were out of the reserve player pool, so it was a little bit maybe of a surprise when you got the call. But how did you get to this point and you're playing so well?
Yeah, no, it's been an awesome experience so far. How I got here was kind of the same situation as last year, just a last-minute phone call. Hey, are you ready to play? And I said, heck yeah. So here I am, and it's been an awesome experience so far here.
Sam Shao leading off the inning, 8-9-1 for the Volts. First pitch swinging, right side. Aguilar has it.
Got you.
And Jadalyn, what did you do to prepare for this season? Your bat has just been absolutely on fire.
Yeah, so at state, after practices, I'd stay behind, kind of do similar machine work as the girls would do and just amp it up a little bit. I worked with Coach Wells over there mostly, and then our director of ops, Justin. They've been awesome in helping me just be prepared for this moment today and help me just compete with myself. And they were just honestly my support group over there, and it's been awesome. The whole staff at Michigan State really helped me get ready to be here.
Mia Scott at the plate with one out, nobody on. How do you feel right now? I mean, everything just looks like it's coming so easy for you, but like, how do you feel on the field right now?
I feel so great. I'm not gonna lie. This team has been amazing to me. It has been so fun just being able to share laughs 24/7 with this group, and especially with our coaching staff right now. We're just all working so hard. Hey, see you! We're all just working so hard to create an environment where each other can just play free and laugh with each other and just know our skill level and know that we can compete and we can just grit it out.
2-1 count for Scott.
Back,
Center. Sacco has it for out number 2.
Well, you guys, this is your 4th game here now at Love's Field. What's it been like to play in this park that's just so stunningly beautiful?
Well, this is my first time at this location. I remember being here a couple years ago at the other one, but the environment here is so awesome. Just, I mean, even the crowd tonight, a lot of people have shown up. The first night is amazing. It's just awesome being able to continue being a part of, honestly, history, especially during this. God! Especially during this first season, just slowly seeing everything grow and like moving locations, seeing the same amount of people in the crowd has been awesome.
Top of the order, Amanda Lorenz with 2 outs. Jadalyn, what's like the vibe for you as a coach?
Oh, feel!
Deep to right, that's gone over the head of Jacobsen. Lorenz, first home run of the season, a solo shot to cut the lead in half.
Maybe Lorenz was determined yesterday to try to get the Volts back in the win column, and they had tied the game. Looked like they came out strong and just still did not win, but that same determination you could tell is in her at bats today. Second extra base hit, this time on a changeup. Did not even get all of it, but 226 feet distance that it went, which is just enough to send it out of here. 225 to center field.
4-2, the Talons lead. Sierra Briggs now stepping in. All right, Jadalyn, I feel like you had a good answer about your coaching vibe. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so it's so funny because coming in straight out of college, there was 2 girls on the team that were older than me, so it was very hard to be like, wait, you guys are the same age as me right now, if not older. Atta babe! So it's been awesome kind of acting as the big sister and like trying to get information of what I've learned so much from the other side on what goes on behind the scenes, and I just had an extra appreciation for my coaches throughout college and how they helped prepare. See you! So I was just kind of working all over the place, and wherever they needed me, I was just there to have the girls just kind of be free, play free, because I know that's the best feeling, and I wanted to help them get there.
Jadalyn, we so much appreciate the time.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this. Keep raking.
Guys.
Go make a play.
Oh,
Just over the head of Sacco and into second. Briggs going to round for third. Might have a play here at third. They got her! Sierra Briggs thought she had 3, and all that communication between Allchin and Sacco ends in an out at third base.
It's an unfortunate out with where the Volts are at in their order and how well they've been striking the ball this inning. I think that, I mean, I haven't seen the replays, so we'll see if something changes my mind, but I think that she was out from what I saw on the field. Unbelievable replay. Or excuse me, relay to get in. Oh, maybe not. Maybe she did get her hand in there. It looked like the tag live got her before, but maybe her fingertip gets in there, diving the inside part of the bag. Remember, the call on the field is out, so there has to be enough to be able to definitively overturn it, to say 100% that she got her hand in there before the tag was on her. And I think it might touch her helmet right there. What do you think? You think it tagged her helmet?
Yeah, she slides into it. I couldn't tell if it was her helmet or her shoulder, but I thought she, just because of the call, yeah, you're right, the helmet.
Well, it did look like at first that the tag was what forced the helmet down, but I think it was just the energy and momentum of her slide. Ooh.
She ends up sliding into the glove. It's hard to say if the hand was there first.
After review, the call on the field is upheld. The runner is out. This is the Volts' first challenge.
Well, there you go, and it was the call on the field that really made all the difference.
I think so. How about Jalen Allchin with the throw in to Flippen? We're going to see that again on the other side, I think.
(4-2) Talons lead the Volts. Jalen Allchin mic'd up out in left field, and she's just making plays out there, Amanda.
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication between her and Sierra Sacco, it looked like, and that ball that was hit in the gap. So Allchin thought Sacco would get it. Sacco looked like thought Allchin would get it and didn't take a great angle. You see Sacco let up on it, but Allchin is able to field it, and so Hannah Flippen is actually out of position at this point. Looked like she was ready, more in line for a throw to second base, because you ideally want her in a straight line. Hannah Flippen to be in a straight line from Allchin to third base, but great athleticism by Hannah Flippen to adjust with that throw, plant her foot in the ground, and change her momentum to get that throw to go to third base. That is not the ideal positioning of where you want it, but it worked. What a relay for the Talons.
I got to talk to Jalen Allchin before the game in the batting cages today. You just get the feeling like she is so free, and she said that in her interview, but just enjoying this Talons team, enjoying being a part of the league right now. One of those players out of the reserve player pool, so she's actually filling in for Maya Brady, who's on the injured reserve list for the Talons right now. If Allchin were ever to be reassigned to the reserve player pool because Brady comes back or something were to happen, I have to think any other team that had an opportunity, Allchin would be one of the first selected by them. Inside, that got Ellis.
Well, you're going to be able to see the relay line here from a higher replay to where, look where Hannah Flippen is right here. Okay, there's Hannah Flippen. And so let me clear it. And ideally, you want to be lined up with the throw, but you see where Hannah Flippen is all the way off the line. That's my fault for kind of making a curve in the line, but you want to be lined up like basically on that line with everybody. That's huge athleticism by Hannah Flippen to be able to receive that throw and know exactly what to do with it. Good communication and a change of direction by her.
Victoria Hayward going to run over at first base for Bree Ellis. You know what that line would have been that you drew? Obstruction.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking letters. I think so, too.
Up and in at Aguilar. Strike one from Garcia.
This is another one of those plays, Chucky, where the Volts have just fallen short of having calls, balls fall their way, just hitting it right at people, and been so close to extra bases and runs scored and more offensive momentum that they've been searching for.
Or two with the speed of Briggs. Sierra Romero coming up, 2 outs. If you need her, obviously with pass ball, you'd love to see her score from third, but just to give Sierra Romero an opportunity to potentially cut into that lead even further. Past the glove of Jennings. Back-to-back base runners here. Aguilar, 2-hit night already.
Yeah, and it's good to see her do something other than hit a home run or really strike out. I mean, 11 strikeouts that she's had and 5 hits on the year, and 3 of them had been home runs. So double in this game and another single.
In the center field, Briggs coming up, makes the catch. It's out number 1. Let's check in with Savannah.
Boy, legendary ball coach in the travel ball program has been here the past couple nights. Mike Stimp, who coached 8 players in the Batbusters organization between the Talons and the Volts. Amanda Lorenz posted a photo of the group, called him their forever coach. She told me how he has always taught them to work hard, bust their butt every single day, and he still gives them that kind of advice when he sees them, and he's super proud to come out and watch them here in Norman. And wow, what a mega program to create 8 pros in 1 ball game.
See one of the Batbusters teams in attendance, and Mike Stiff actually called on Amanda Lorenz to come by the hotel this morning and speak to that team. Just about the journey to where she is and the success and what it takes. So talking about dealing with failure as well.
That's quite a list of players and some future stars that are in the stands now, getting a chance to watch some AUSL games in person. A couple of big tournaments going on, and last week and this week, a lot of college coaches in town recruiting and scouting. Seen a lot of softball faces here.
Someone needs to clip that shot of the Batbusters just in case in 5-6 years, maybe a few of those faces on this field. 3-0 to the top of the order. Sierra Sacco takes strike 1.
Think about how many All-Americans are in that picture with them. I mean, just pump them out, develops players really well. Coach Stiff does, highly regarded travel ball program and coach.
T Jennings and Amanda Lorenz alone in that picture had 8, because they both did it 4 times. So if you're talking total awards, that's a pretty hefty number.
Maya Brady also there, who unfortunately for the Talons right now is on the IL.
Sacco, line shot, another double play. Yes, it is. There's some fortune going the way of the Volts.
It's like clockwork at this point. If you're watching an AUSL game, you can see at least 1 double play. We have seen so many, especially on line drives. The Volts needed that.
Finishing up the halfway point of this AUSL inaugural season tonight in Norman, and as well in Wichita with the Blaze and the Bandits. Got some halfway point awards from you, Amanda. One of them is playing in Wichita tonight, who has been tremendous. This was a really hard one to pick. We were talking Erin Koffel, Hannah Flippen. We ended up on Erin Koffel. She's just been so clutch.
Yeah, she has been clutch, and at this point, leading the league in batting average, slugging percentage, and on base percentage. This seems like she is an extra base hit machine, and call her the best player, best hitter, and playing some good defense too. But see her teammate Morgan Zirkle, who is up there in terms of OPS as well. This is on base percentage plus slugging percentage. So if you're getting on base and you're hitting a lot of extra base hits, you will find yourself high in this category. And how about Jalen Allchin, who we had mic'd up, also finding herself in this category? As you mentioned, Hannah Flippen, who just had an outstanding year, and Morgan Zirkle, who led off that game in Wichita. First pitch, out of the park, home run. 5 home runs on the year now for Zirk.
Sierra Romero leading off this 4th inning for the Volts, down 2. Flippen's an interesting one. They'll also give away a Defensive Player of the Year award, and that was something we discussed this morning, that I think she might be the front runner for that right now, and she's probably a top 3 candidate for Player of the Year.
Think about how well Flip has played, and she's hitting .429, but Erin Koppel hitting 100 points higher at .524. And her slugging percentage, Erin Kopfel's almost 1,300. Her OPS is at an unbelievable rate right now.
1-1 fouled away by Sierra Romero. Drove in the first run of this game, giving the Volts their first lead in the series back in the first. A sacrifice fly to drive in Amanda Lorenz on what was really a textbook inning for them. Lorenz doubled, Briggs sacrificed her over, and Romero sacrificed her in. Hard hit ball through the right side. Leadoff single for Romero.
Now batting the shortstop, number 23, T Jennings.
Big spot for T Jennings. Jennings, a pair of hits this weekend, just 2 for 11 at the plate overall. One of those 2 hits came in her first at bat with her former coach standing next to us in the booth, Patty Gasso.
You mean our broadcast partner?
Yes, I do. Yeah, absolutely.
She's not Tiari's former coach anymore. She is Amanda and Chucky's broadcast partner.
Inside corner to Jennings, now behind 0-2 against Chafin. Howard Dobson didn't waste any time in the opening game of this series with Raylan Chafin, who went 4+, but the first batter in the 5th inning stepped up, ripped the ball into the outfield. They made the move to Faremo, and it paid off. So a lot of credit to Howard Dobson, too, for talk so much about the success of the Talons. It's hard to talk about that without praising their head coach, Howard Dobson, who was the longtime assistant at LSU, for shaping this lineup, that mentality that they've had at the plate that they've talked to us about, and also managing this pitching staff, which we've said from day one would be extremely important. Flippen scoops it up. They get the lead runner at second.
Well, and remember, Coach Dobson coached with Patty Gasso at Oklahoma before his time spent at LSU, and Patty Gasso in the house. Sam Martyr, the Oregon assistant, next to her, who also spent a little time here at Oklahoma, but there's our broadcast partner. There she is.
You see that jacket she's wearing, a little USA rocking that. They start training camp here tomorrow, kind of an evaluation week for Patty Gasso, so we have been spotting some of the stars in attendance. A lot of the players on this field, and some from Wichita as well, will be here in Norman. So some players go home tomorrow, they get a little rest. Other players don't get to rest just yet. They will be here with Team USA. Some of those playing in the World Games in August.
Yeah, it'll be, I wish I could sit here and watch their evaluation period in the next few days that they're all going to be spending here with Coach Gasso and the rest of the USA national team staff all in town. Just a lot of familiar softball faces, coach-wise and player-wise, that are here in the stands.
There's Kim Ing up there looking on as well. So there's a lot of stars in the house. USL commissioner always working, too, on something. Edenfield fouls it straight back.
I mean, we have some really big names in the house. National champions with Reese Atwood and Tegan Cavan, Nyjah Candidate, Kelly Maxwell in the house. I mean, there's just name after name. Carlin Pickens is here. This is definitely the place, if you were a softball fan, that you would see a lot of softball celebs that are either just done playing college or still playing.
Back to Chafin. Could we see another one? We will. A double play to get out of the inning. Were you missing them?
You're at least going to see one if you tune into an AUSL game, and we have two. We saw a line drive one that was turned by the Bolts, and now this one on the ground with crazy spin that got into Chafin to Flip to Vidales.
4-2, Talons a few innings away from a 4-game sweep over the Volts here in Norman. It has been a fantastic weekend at Loves Field. Into the top of the 5th we go with one of the best pitchers in the league back at it, and your pick for midseason pitcher of the year.
Yeah, her stuff has just been so good. Like when you watch her movement, her velocity, the swings and misses that she's getting, right now up to this point have been the best in the league, and she's thrown the most as well. 10 innings more than the next highest pitcher is Megan Framo for the Talons, but leads the league in strikeouts, still has a fairly low ERA. An opponent sitting just 244 against her. So this is another hard decision. We talked even about Taylor McQuillan and also Georgina Korick. Taylor McQuillan, who leads the AUSL in earned run, or excuse me, in ERA.
Outside ball 2 to Charlize Palacios, and really Rachel's ERA, even being where it is, and it's still great, it's mainly from one game. It was Game 2 start against the Bandits, in which she did not record an out and did not get out of the first inning in doing so. And that really inflated it. And yet it's still under 3. Ball 3 to Palacios. Rachel's been excellent in relief, even better than when she has started. 10 strikeouts in her 3 appearances, just 3 earned runs. Popped up shallow center for Romero.
Well, the tough part for Rachel's numbers too is that she actually has a losing record on this season because the Volts just not found ways to win. And when you look at the Volts' record at 4-7, I think a lot of people who follow the sport closely, when you saw the roster that they drafted and you still look at the roster, you would be surprised if you would have told them that at the end of the first part of the season, the Volts would have a 4-7 record. I think that would surprise many people.
4 of their 6 infielders and their left fielder will all be here for Team USA and will play for the national team in August at the World Games, along with Hannah Flippen, who's at the plate. If that just tells you like what you're talking about, that ridiculous talent pool this Volts team has collected. Flipping off the handle, Jennings scoops it up off the ground. 2 outs.
When I look to my left and still see Patty Gasso over there, and you know that she's taking notes. And what's so cool to watch and have learned from Patty the other night is just how much she watches the game with no sound. Almost like if there was no sound on this field and she was just watching presence and body language from the players, like that's what she would give her most attention to and feel like notices a lot of. She talks a lot about that. Just quietly sitting over there, kind of taking it all in. Taking notes, I'm sure.
I talked to her, one of her assistant coaches and pitching coach, Jen Roach. It was funny because Jen had been out recruiting, and she talked about watching these games from afar, watching on TV, and she said it's really the first time I was able to not turn my coaching sensors on when I'm watching a game and just enjoy it, enjoy the stadium. It's just interesting how those coaches watch a game.
Absolutely, especially too when they're recruiting. A lot goes into that. Just looking at body language, and like Tiare was talking about her posture in between pitches and how she held herself as a defender.
1-1 to Tori Vidales is high for ball 2. 3 doubles in the series for Tori. Just a tick under 300, has consistently been one of the most dangerous hitters as a pro over the last 3 or 4 seasons. Strike 2. 2-2. Off the handle, Warren trying to get it in foul territory. Almost had it. Jessie Warren, known for those types of plays, just couldn't quite keep it in the glove. Hopefully she's okay. That was full extension. All smiles from Jessie.
Jessie Warren goes hard after balls in the air, bunts. If it is hitting her direction, she is going to give 110% on it. And oftentimes, she makes those plays.
Tori gets another chance in a 2-2 count. Three and 2. You've known Tori a long time. What do you like most? Whether it's about how she looks at the game, what she can actually do on the field, but what do you like most?
I just always like how clutch she is, and then I love her personality in the dugout, off the field, keeping things loose, just not taking things too serious or just too heavy, understanding that there's more to life than just being a softball player. The levity.
3-2 to Romero. 1-2-3 for Rachel Garcia, your midseason pick for Pitcher of the Year, living up to that title. We are off for 2 weeks after tonight's festivities in Norman and Wichita, back on July 7th, 8th, and 9th. 3 days of double headers at Parkway Bank Sports Complex in Rosemont, Illinois. Bandits, Volts, and Blaze Talons will open the second half of the season that is going to fly by from July 7th to basically the end of July, when we'll crown a champion in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So if you want to see all 4 teams, head to Rosemont July 7th and you'll see them all.
You have to come if you've been following this league. This is the place to be, right here, or not right here. I'm used to being in Rosemont, but come see us in Rosemont. We'll be there calling the games, but with all 4 teams being there, that's always so fun for fans to fly in from all over the country to get a chance to see all 4. Right now, the other 2 teams, Blaze and Bandits, playing just up I-35 in Wichita, about 2.5 hours away.
Nice.
I think it is I-35, right? I'm gonna go with that.
I don't know directions.
It just keeps on going. I live off of I-35 too. It just keeps on going north.
I Google map things around my hometown, just so we're clear on that. Leadoff hitter Deja Mulipola. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Volts here in the 5th inning, finding themselves in a tough spot. Late game yet again in this series.
How about Raylan Chafin going deep into this game too? Another game, another start where she goes into the 5th inning.
Popped up and out of play by Deja. She falls behind 0-2. Chafin, through the first 4 innings, took just 47 pitches to retire 14 hitters. That is efficiency at any time, but in this league with the type of hitters you have, that's absurd. Deja 0 for 1 with a backwards K. 1-2 outside.
Well, and it's telling you something about the Talons too, with how deep their team is. And we talked a lot about their offense coming into the series, because coming in, they led the league in home runs, but they haven't relied on the home run all too much. They hit a couple in yesterday's game, but besides that, they've just been finding different ways to score.
Mulipola jammed up out to Flippen, 1 out. Let's go down to Savannah.
Well, if you listen to the way Raylan Chafin talks about the rest of her pitching staff, you'll often hear her say, oh, they're the GOATs, Megan Paramo, Montana Fouts, and her catcher, Charlize Palacios, has been trying to convince her, Raylan, you belong right there in there with him. And so she's been trying to instill confidence in her this season. And one thing that made Raylan light up is when Charlize told her, you are so fun for me to catch. You have so many different pitches. It gives me a lot of toys. Amanda, how is that fun for a catcher to work with a pitcher who gives them tons of options they can kind of play around because she has so many pitches in her arsenal?
Yeah, it just keeps a catcher like Palacios thinking and different options in different counts, not get, the one word that comes to mind is not get predictable, and especially with Raylan Chafin's changeup, keep hitters on their toes. You do not want to be predictable with your pitch calling, and that good mix that Chafin likes to throw keeps her unpredictable. But you have to execute those pitches too, like Raylan Chafin does, throwing a lot of strikes tonight.
Another one jammed up. Warren, 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th. How about the last 10 months for Raylan Chafin? Maybe thought she was never going to play softball again. Went in for a routine checkup in August. They noticed a lump on her neck. She was diagnosed with cancer following that simple checkup in August. Had surgery in September to remove that lump. And then it was about a 4-week recovery for her. She spent the first 2 or 3 weeks back home in Louisiana before returning to Mississippi State, where she just raved about how welcoming and how special the connection was with Sam Ricketts and that entire program in Starkville. And then here she is. Didn't probably think she was going to get a golden ticket. She was lobbying for Sierra Sacco, her teammate at Mississippi State, to get one. And Chafin ends up not just getting one, but on the same team as Sacco.
Well, they'd add on to that at the beginning of those 10 months, or probably about 12 months ago now, just deciding to transfer and everything that goes into that, leaving LSU and getting the transfer portal, a lot of unknown that comes with that. And she found herself with Sierra Sacco at Mississippi State. But that surgery to remove her thyroid cancer came at a really tricky time because it came at the beginning of the fall. I mean, it's never a good time, right? But the timing of her transferring over, being at a new school, new teammates, a new head coach, and how they just surrounded her and supported her during that time probably really bonded that team and bonded her with the rest of the team as she was the ace of their staff in the spring season.
23-game winner that led the SEC in wins. Sacco was a first-team All-American. Chafin trying to finish 5 full innings. Sam Shao behind in the count 1-2. Shao's 0 for 1 tonight with the ground out. 2-2. Got her swinging. Chafin, 5 innings, just 2 runs allowed. The rookie from Mississippi State continues to impress.
Well, this is the second time the Volts have seen her in this series, and she is still dealing. Low rise for the K.
(4-2), Talons over the Volts, 2 innings to play, and 2 innings away from a 4-game sweep for the Talons and their 9th win of the season. A lot of young fans loving watching the AUSL here in Norman, and there are some big-time superstars in the house. College softball superstars. Take us through the list. I see a bunch of them in there.
A ton. So in the very back on the left, Carlin Pickens, back-to-back SEC Pitcher of the Year. Next to her is Megan Grant from UCLA. Green shirt, Kelly Maxwell. Tegan Cavan, the national championship pitcher from Texas. Reese Atwood, her catcher. Next to her, Robin Heron from Arkansas. Caitlin Terry was at UCLA, now at Texas Tech. Next to her new teammate, Nigeri Kennedy, who was last year's 2024 National Player of the Year and the other pitcher who pitched in the National Championship Series. So Nija is far right next to her new teammate, Terry.
That is a who's who of college softball. Well played. You could put together quite the pitching staff. sitting up there.
That is a lot of pitchers actually up there. So I like that Reese Atwood, the catcher, hanging out with them, trying to get all the deets, because that is all the pitchers as well. They're being with Megan Grant too. A lot of great pitchers there. A few lefties there.
Ground ball left side. Jennings picks it off the ground and retires Jacobsen. We talked about a lot of AUSL players representing Team USA. There's 15 players on the active roster. 11 of them are Athletes Unlimited players. There are 18 total because of 3 alternates. 13 are AUSL, and all the teams represented in some way. You see the big numbers for the Volts on that team I mentioned earlier, but Bubba Nichols Camarena, that's a former Olympian. Stacey Newman-Denise, the coach for the Bandits, 3-time Olympian. Team that wasn't listed at the Blaze, Aubrey Leach, was at the bottom of that graphic. She is an alternate on Team USA's. Patty Gasso gets set for 2028. First, it'll be the World Games, though, in August in China.
Look how stoic Coach Gasso looks. See, this is why I'm happy that we got to see a little bit of her personality on Friday, because when you see her just watching the game, coaching the game, she is looking like she is all business, but she can make you laugh really hard very quickly, too. Good one-liners.
High toward Lorenz off the bat of Jaquish. 2 outs.
Well, and with Bri Ellis coming up, who is a rookie, you just start to get excited with a lot of the faces that you see here at this field, watching the AUSL game, knowing that next year there will be a college draft during the 2026 season at the end of it, like we had here, as Bri Ellis was a #2 overall pick. And there's a lot of big names there who will be done with their college careers that I know that the AUSL would love to see, fans would love to see, and an AUSL jersey of all different colors, shapes, sizes. Love to see them play. A lot of good pitchers there too to add to the league if possible.
2 of the players we expect to be drafted. Bri Ellis actually beat out 4 USA Softball Player of the Year, Jordy Ball and Nigeri Kennedy.
Get a catcher who could swing it, like Reese Atwood, who was also a finalist for National Player of the year before last season.
That pitching class next year, the 2026 AUSL draft, is loaded.
Good to see a few of them playing.
One of the biggest moves in college softball this summer was actually made to Norman from Baton Rouge. Sydney Berzon, former All-American pitcher, will suit it up for the Sooners next season.
Well, I just love, Chucky, that they're here getting to watch it in person, because maybe they've been tuning in and watching all the games on TV, but they're here with a chance to see these athletes competing in person and see what an AUSL game is like, and the support, the uniforms, just the overall energy of being here is just elevated this season in the couple of weeks that we've had of the first ever inaugural AUSL season.
And into Ellis, who finds herself in a big hitters count against Garcia, 3-1. Seven straight retired for Rachel Garcia. Long way, but foul.
Bri Ellis just wants to get her swing off and remember what it feels like to barrel one up, and the way that Bri Ellis can, and hit it 280, 300 feet.
This is a big-time battle between Garcia and Ellis. 3 USA Softball Collegiate Player of the Year awards between them. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat. How sweet a feeling it would be for Bri Ellis to finish the first half of the season with a win against Rachel Garcia at the plate.
When you think about how tough it's been for these rookies, that they go from their college season and just right into the AUSL season. So a break for the rookies is probably going to be nice. A mental break, physical break.
Another 3-2. Staying inside. Where do you go if you're Rachel Garcia?
I would go to that off-speed drop ball.
3-2. Bounced it in. Ellis wins that battle. 2-out walk for Bri Ellis. Second time she's reached in 3 plate appearances. I think that's what she went to.
It is, yeah. That was that pitch, 63 in the dirt. You see that down spin.
Ellis will take a seat. Victoria Hayward, the longtime veteran, will run over at first base for the second time tonight. Has to be ready to move, too, with Ali Aguilar at the plate. Already 2 hits, an RBI double in the second and a single in the 4th inning. Strike 1. Ali and Rachel were teammates in Tokyo in 2021. Ooh, got her. Back-to-back free passes now here in the 6th.
Well, and 3 have already scored in this game. There's 4 runs on the board for the Talons. 3 of them got on base with a free pass.
One of the big stories entering this weekend, too, for the Talons was their 2-out hitting. They've scored 3 of their 4 runs tonight with 2 outs. It wasn't as big of a theme in the first 3 games of this series, but it is something they've excelled at in the early parts of this season. Allchin did not go around. That's ball 1.
And why Rachel Garcia gets so many swings and misses or a high whiff rate on a lot of different pitches is, one, the velocity that she throws with, but also coupled with a great spin rate. So throws at 70 miles an hour, high spin rate, 15 to 1700 RPMs. Creates that good movement.
Allchin through the right side, continues to swing a hot bat to throw home. Hayward got in there. A great slide from Hayward for the 5th run of the game for the Talons.
Jadalyn Allchin continues to stay hot. And Victoria Hayward, who, remember, pinch ran for Bri Ellis, who reached via a free pass, is going to score. A great throw for Mia Scott, who gets a start out in right field. We had been seeing her at third base, but it's the speed of Hayward, the veteran, getting her fingertips barely in there, getting low, getting small, and getting a run back for the Talons.
Jadalyn Allchin hitting just a touch under 500 in this 4-game series. She's driven in 3 of their 5 runs tonight. Made a great throw in left field earlier to cut down Sierra Briggs at third base. What a year she's having. Sierra Sacco to try and keep it going with 2 outs. 2-0 count.
Love to see it. We mentioned it many times, but with the league expanding to 6 teams next year, 2 teams added, this is just such a great tryout, essentially, for a player like Jadalyn Allchin, who was selected from the reserve player pool, and not knowing how much time she's going to get to spend here, she's making the most of it.
Sacco into left center. This is going to get down. Now Allchin's got wheels around from first, and she is going to score. 2 more runs come across, and it is now 7-2. Sierra Sacco, she's loving life in the pros right now.
Think about players that have surprised you this season, and A lot of them are on the Talons. Caroline Jacobsen, one. Jadlyn Allchin, another in the 9th spot. And then Sierra Sacco, the rookie, staying inside that pitch, driving it to left center, and being able to score a couple of runs. And look at the Talons scoring with 2 outs, and these free passes coming back to haunt the Volts. 2 of the 3 runs that have scored in this inning got on base via free pass. That 2-out walk that Ellis took to start this rally is what got it going.
Tough weekend for the Volts continues. Pitching change. Sam Shao finished her career at Oklahoma State, just down the road in Stillwater. She started game 1 after arriving late this season from Japan, went 2 innings in that game, gave up 3 hits and 2 earned runs. The issue for Shao in that game was 5 walks. He was having trouble finding the zone. So we'll try and put a close to this big 2-out rally here in the 6th.
It's got to be so defeating that Volts come out and score early, and both times that the Volts have scored, the Talons have been able to score at some point right after. Remember, the Volts scored first in the bottom of the 1st. Talons answered it back in the top of the 2nd with a 3 spot. So they've scored in 3 different innings, 2 different innings with 3 runs.
Sacco still at second base with 2 away for Charlize Palacios. The Talons and the Bandits just running away right now in the first half of the season. Those games back for the Volts is out of 1st place, but if the Talons beat them, you're looking at a 5-game spread between 3rd and 2nd. Those top 2 spots go to Tuscaloosa to play for the AUSL Championship in late July. So yes, still plenty of time left in July, but you're going to have to be excellent in those second 12 games of the season to track down those 2 teams. One for Shao.
Well, and when you look at first time through the order batting average versus 2nd, 3rd, and even 4th time through for the Talons and Bandits, they get better and better and better as the game goes on. And that's what you've seen from them, is so much clutchness late in the game. And tough to shut down, even if opponents have the lead late in the game. These hitters and these teams are just not going away. They're fighting.
Another foul ball. We've watched the Volts a lot this week. What is the missing ingredient right now for them, or what stands out about them coming up short, especially this weekend?
I think they have the offensive lineup to put up big runs, so I think that's probably the most surprising part, is seeing them hit under 200 as a team this weekend. And that their offense has just been up and down, a little bit of a roller coaster. In fact, the only team that they have wins against is the Blaze.
This is what they've done. It's been a huge difference against the Blaze, who are at the bottom of the standings, versus those top 2 teams. Shao does end it right there. With 2 outs, she gets the strikeout of Palacios. Work to be done, though, for the Volts in the bottom half. Finishing up a full weekend in Norman, and more Talons smiles as they are looking for the 4-game sweep. Volts offense having their struggles, especially down the stretch. Their 2 runs came in the first 3 innings. And the Talons offense hasn't been retired in order since the 1st against Peyton Gottschall. There have been runners all over the place for the Talons. Raylan Chafin, who was spectacular through 5 innings, will have a seat and Mariah Lopez will make her first appearance of this series, her 6th of the year, has thrown just 5 2/3. A couple strikeouts for Mariah out of Utah, where she starred as a college player.
Yeah, I'm sure bringing her in with 3 lefties that she'll face in this inning. Mia Scott, Amanda Lorenz, and then Sierra Briggs. Lefties hitting just 111 off of Lopez. Little lefty on lefty matchup here after Raylan Chafin threw a gem, had a gem of a start. Goodness, she should just be filled with so much confidence in this first half of the season, and so should the Talons. What a pleasant surprise to get an outing like that multiple times against a good hitting team like the Volts from a rookie.
She's already starting her recovery process in the dugout as Scott watches that pitch outside, 1-1. But the plan from Howard Dobson, too. You get 5 innings out of Raylan Chafin. She just retired 5 straight entering this, but was about to turn it over for the 3rd time. And they go to Lopez.
It feels good when your pitchers are throwing strikes, getting outs, that your pitching plan and strategy that you enter the weekend with or entered the game with just goes perfectly to plan. We've seen that a lot from the Talons and the Bandits, too. And I think they're talking about the Volts and where to improve, and I think it's just looking like they have a better plan at the plate. I feel like that's been missing, and when you compare it to the Talons and the Bandits, who have just been so on so many pitches and looking like they have a plan and they're executing it, that bit seems like it's been missing from the Volts.
Hoping that Mia Scott can give them a base runner for the top of this order. Scott, Lorenz, Briggs. 3-2 from Lopez. Another foul ball. Up top, a walk for Scott. Well, Raylan Chafin, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 strikeouts. We're joined by her in the Talons dugout now. Raylan, how would you evaluate your performance and what felt best?
Yeah, I mean, obviously could do a little better with 2 runs on the board, but I just think my defense is incredible. I can't say it enough. I mean, you have Flippen short. I don't think she misses a ball. I mean, it's just really, really good defense. I mean, turning the ball plays. I just love this team.
Now it's Amanda Lorenz at the plate with a runner on base.
Raylan, you got seemingly so comfortable so fast. How did that happen for you with this team?
Like I said, defense. I mean, I just know I can throw a ball, even a missed pitch, which, is not likely. You don't want to do that. But even a missed pitch, I mean, my outfield's diving for it. We're getting people out at 3, So it's just super cool to see them work behind me. I mean, it's just so unreal. They're so good. I can't say it enough. They're just really great people, but also really good athletes.
Raylan, we talked a little bit about your journey over the last year and how wild it is from LSU to Mississippi State and everything you've been through in between to now being a pro. And your moment with the Golden Ticket was, I think, one of our favorites because they kind of came back after they had already given Sierras. What was that moment like for you?
Oh, it was crazy. I mean, even now I look back and I just can't believe I'm in this spot with all these people who I just admire growing up. I mean, I fangirl here every day. It's super, super cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm just super blessed. I mean, this is like such a, super cool opportunity. And yeah, I'm just knowing every moment.
What are you going to do in this 2-week break?
Oh gosh, what am I not going to do? So before I got drafted, actually, I made all my appointments, my dentist appointment, my endocrinologist appointment. Me and my fiance have engagement pictures. So I had to change everything for this 2 weeks that we get off because, I mean, I don't know what softball life looks like in August if I get picked for the All-Star Cup. So yeah, I have a lot. I mean, what am I not doing? So
try and get a little rest, Raylan. We appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Raylan Chafin, excellent. And then Mariah Lopez comes in, walks the leadoff batter, and then strikes out Amanda Lorenz, that's one you might want to throw off to the side and authenticate because that does not happen often with Amanda Lorenz.
Yeah, especially when the way that she's been seeing the ball tonight. But can we all, if you've been in the softball world and working from the college season to the pro season,
into center. Base hit there for Briggs.
Can we just all relate to Raylan Chafin? Like just needing to get life things done because we've just been so busy with softball. So being able to take that 2-week break and do some important things with it now that things are going to slow down a bit.
Howard Dobson coming out to have a word with Lopez. Can I also just, in general, why do we schedule dentists and doctor's appointments 6 months out?
Because you have to. In fact, I have to cancel. I had to cancel mine. Actually, I still do need to cancel it now that I'm thinking about it because I'm going to be gone. So I'm going to have to reschedule it again for like the 5th time.
Yeah, they're like, what do you have 6 months from now? I'm like, I have no idea.
I know. It's so...
No idea.
I know.
These are the problems we're trying to solve right now while Howard Dobson's trying to discuss things with his team.
But they are real life. Yes.
How good are the Talons going to feel, though, whatever you have planned in these 2 weeks? If you come out with a 4-game sweep of this team, you're going to win potentially 8 of your last 9. Raylan Chafin looking for her 4th win of the season.
We talked about lefties hitting 111 off of Mariah Lopez, righties hitting 500 off of Lopez, and not a ton of innings, but definitely have had more success against her early this season.
Had a great career at Utah, but the one issue that kind of came up here and there was home runs. Gave up 19 or more in all 4 seasons. Romero's got that level of pop as she takes strike 1 to make the count 2-1.
Especially with where the Volts are in their order, to your point. Romero in the 3 spot and hitting the ball hard, and then Jennings on deck with Edenfield and Lilipola coming after that. So pop in the lineup coming up in this inning.
3-1. You're a pitch away from loading the bases for T Jennings. 98, actually, that's a pinch hitter.
Piancastel.
Strike 1 inside to Romero. I'm not sure if T Jennings has been pinch hit for in her life. Big swing from Romero. Another foul ball. Jennings talking with Sis Bates in the dugout.
Yeah, it's a very interesting choice to not see her on deck.
Romero pops up on the infield. Torrey takes control for the 2nd out.
It's a big out.
Now, Piancastel does have a ton of power. Jennings is probably widely regarded as one of the most feared hitters in the league. And she's had a little bit of a slow weekend here in Norman. Had a great start to the season. It'll be Piancastel instead, though.
Yeah, a chance for her to contribute to this offense. Now it's a huge opportunity for her to get her bat going. Talk a lot about her home run power and the pop that she has, and this would be a big time moment to get her team back into the game with 1 swing.
Takes strike 1 on the outside corner from Lopez. Was a very successful late pinch hit situation the other day with Edenfield. It was that double we've talked about that bounced over the wall. That was a pinch hitter. Piancastel trying to follow suit here with a big-time swing to potentially give them late life in a 5-run deficit. She's 1 for 1 this year pinch hitting and has been hit by a pitch. Ahead 2-1. More power behind her. Rachel Garcia instead of Edenfield. Rachel hit her first home run of the season in game 1 of this series. Big swing from Piancastel. Strike 2. Longtime Italian national team member Erica Piancastel. Her mom played for Italy in the Olympics. 2-2 from Lopez. Off speed, hit a long way, but foul.
2-strike swing there by Piancastel to get rid of that changeup. Probably looking for something on the inner half. Now that you just fouled off that changeup, likely looking for something inside, probably coming up and down her hands with the way that Lopez spins these pitches.
Where are you going if you're Lopez?
That's where I would go, up and in her hands. And then I would actually probably try to throw it a little bit too high, see if you can get her to chase that pitch, and it would set up a changeup with the full count.
Up and in, popped up. Palacios running back, but it's into the stands.
Probably try to get her with that rise ball now. After that curveball, that was a little bit lower in the zone. I would expand the zone. We've seen Piancastel chase the rise ball up out of the zone. I would go to that pitch. Probably go eye level height. See if you can get her to chase it.
Piancastel give Rachel Garcia an opportunity on deck. Still 2-2. Lopez steps off, wants a new ball, it looks like, potentially. She threw a strike right there.
Yeah, she did.
Did not chase.
That's a take, and now I would execute the changeup low and away. Good job by Piancastel. He's seen a lot of pitches in this at bat, but if I were Lopez, I would throw a changeup in this count.
3-2. Popped up into shallow right. Foul territory. Aguilar over and makes the catch to strand a pair of runners. 1 inning to play. Lopez does the job. Still a 5-run lead for the Talons. The Athletes Unlimited Softball League is sponsored by Goody. Into that tent. Had your hair braided this week. It's been a big week for you.
Braid bar, some good hair accessories over there. Look at the choices you get to choose from. So fun. You're a softball player, you love the braid bar at every single AUSL game.
7 innings later, that's still intact perfectly.
Oh, it looks awesome. And if she plays tomorrow, you just sleep with it and you wear it to the game the next day. It won't really get messed up at all. She's good to go.
Good to know.
And French braids are good too, Chucky, for like a windy day because it just grabs all the little hairs and pulls them right in, keeps them out of your face. Just if you were wondering,
yeah,
that's a benefit.
Okay, good. Good. Top of the 7th inning. Sam Shao looking for a quick one. Inside to the leadoff hitter, Flippen for strike 1. Flippen, Vidales, Jacobsen to face Shao. That is smoked by Flippen, and it's fair. Right on the line for Hannah Flippen, who's headed into second with a leadoff double. First hit of the night for Flippen. Rarely does she have to wait for the 7th for her first.
When she's feeling it too, her barrel just flies through the zone on inside pitches. Her hands look so loose.
The Bolts are challenging the call of fair ball. That play is under further review.
It looked fair to me. I'd like to see it again because I just missed that replay. I was looking at something else, but because it was called a fair ball on the field, they have a chance to review it. If it was called a foul ball, they would not have a chance to review it. This looks very close. I think it's going to be hard to overturn it.
After review, the call on the field is upheld. It was a fair challenge.
Double for Flippen, her second of the series, and her fourth hit. Not just the pinch hit situation for Kelly Kretschmann that moved Piancastel into T Jennings' spot, but they've switched things around defensively as Tori Vidales is now at the plate. Mia Scott is over at third base, and that moved Jessie Warren from third to shortstop. Scott started the game in right field. And of course, we know how versatile she is from her Texas playing days. Shao low with that pitch for ball one. Wonder, haven't seen anything from Tiare. Hopefully there's nothing there from an injury situation.
Yeah, it definitely makes you wonder, as we haven't seen Jessie Warren at short all year, I think.
There's Tiare looking on. We have not seen anything visible, but hopefully she's okay. Dallas swings through that pitch, strike two.
When she had made that SportsCenter top 10 play last night too, I think it came in at number 8 when she perfectly timed a jump and a stretch at shortstop to rob a hit of Ali Aguilar.
Howard Dobson and Tori Vidales having a quick word before this 2-2 pitch. Is off the knob of the bat from Vidales, or is it hit her in the hand? Yeah, she's going to take first base. How about the hops from T Jennings last night?
She really stretched. I mean, she has long arms, kind of a longer body, but to be able to make that play last night, she needed every single inch of her reach. Sam Landry was pitching, another former Sooner, but that stretch, unbelievable. SportsCenter top 10.
Almost saw Jessie Warren make a tremendous catch in foul territory earlier tonight for the Volts. All smiles after that catch for T Jennings.
I mean, maybe a little bit different right now compared to last night after being pinch hit for and not playing defense. Just like you talked about, hopefully she's not injured. Hopefully she's okay.
Jacobsen laying down a bunt. Sacrifices both runners into scoring position. Once again, shows you how dangerous this Volts lineup is. Howard Dobson still trying to get a couple more runs on the board late in this game. One out for Savannah Jaquish. Fouled off by Jaquish. Let's check in with Savannah.
Well, this part of the lineup is huge to Howard Dobson because he talks about these are veteran players, Jaquish, Flippen, Vidales, who are on base. They've been successful, and he said success leaves clues if you keep watching them and keep going. He said people like that on your team are who your younger athletes, your rookies, look to. And when you're in something like this, a 4-game series, that's who you lean on and watch. They need that experience, and it's been invaluable for them as a group.
You still feel like hitters like Savannah Jaquish, Bree Ellis, if they were to get rolling, oh man, look out for this Talons lineup.
Can you hear him saying success leaves clues in his southern accent too, in the way that Howard Dobson would say that? I can hear him say it in his voice with his southern twang. Such a great quote that can be used at any level. I mean, the youth level that a lot of these players are here watching in the stands.
Max Jaquish off the plate, holding her back there. She bent backwards awkwardly. One, two. Inside again, that got her. Xiao's hit her a couple times this series now, and Jaquish kind of shaking that off over at first base. Will load the bases with just one out.
That is now 5 hit by pitches tonight for the Volts pitching staff. Six, excuse me. Hadn't updated yet. Each pitcher had 2. Gottschall with 2, Garcia with 2, Xiao for 2.
Victoria Hayward.
6 of them tonight is a season high for the Talons. Victoria Hayward going to get a chance at the plate here in place of Bree Ellis. Takes strike 1. Two strikes. That catches the outside corner. Ripped up the middle. Hayward coming through. Vidales going to hold up at third base. 1 run comes across.
Hayward handles this drop ball outside very well because it is elevated up in the plate, doesn't have a lot of drop to it at all, and it's on the plate, very hittable. Hits it right back up. So in the same location that it was pitched. Tori Vidales rounds hard and still gets back to third base, but Hayward, longtime vet, with an RBI.
How great of a piece is that for the Talons, too, to have Victoria Hayward, who's been really playing more of a substitute role, but to have that in the bag, someone who's had so much success in her Athletes Unlimited career. Xiao's night is done. Rachel Garcia just jogged off the field. I'm not sure if... Looks like Masson is actually going to come out of the bullpen. She jogs down the left field line.
Nine hits for the Talons tonight. And they are 6 for 12 with runners in scoring position. My goodness.
You're talking about the free passes, the hit by pitches, 8 total free passes tonight for this team. Masson enters her second appearance in this series, recorded just 1 out and faced just 1 batter. Her first appearance, faced 2 batters, hit 1 and recorded an out. Out of Oregon State, took them to the Women's College World Series in 2022 as a senior, 70-game winner there. Also hit 21 home runs at the plate, another talented two-way player. She'll try to finish up the final 2 outs of this 7th inning. The Talons playing the way they are, as well as the Bandits, have their eyes set on Tuscaloosa right now. The top 2 teams in the inaugural season of the AUSL will compete for the first ever championship. It starts on July 26th at the Rhodes House in Tuscaloosa, home of the Crimson Tide. It's a best-of-3 series.
Awesome to check out, to see the first-time winner there in person. The Rhodes House is a great place to watch a game, kind of like Love's Field, but just a little bit more dated than Love's Field, as last year was the first year that Love's Field opened, and Rhodes House has been around a while. An epic stadium and a must-visit for a fan.
Great softball fan group, too, down there. And we were talking kind of earlier this week about just, you can tell this fan base here just gets the game, they understand the game, they're into it.
It's very true.
You get a similar feeling in Tuscaloosa.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see those fans show up.
Out on the grass beyond the outfield fence. So it was one of my favorite views at the stadiums with that.
Love the berm out there.
Aguilar at the plate, ahead 1-0 of Masson. Takes strike 1. 4th plate appearance for Ali Aguilar tonight. 2 hits and has been hit by a pitch.
And now hit with the foul ball.
Little grimace there.
Yeah.
Every Talon that's come to the plate tonight has reached safely. Big swing from Aguilar. 2 outs.
Now having the left fielder, number 90, Allchin.
Allchin first pitch swinging just foul down the first baseline. Go back to the Volts. They're the 3rd place team in the AUSL standings. If you're Kelly Kretschmann, their head coach, what do you tell your team after tonight potentially getting swept in 4 games? Because you do have 12 games left on the back half of this season. You'll get an opportunity to play some of these top teams as well.
Yeah, just have to use the break as a reset and have a chance to work hard on some things maybe individually that the players have found in their at-bats, or defensively or pitching wise, whatever it is. Like, go and work on those things that stood out to you and know that you put in the hard work on what might be your weakness right now to come back stronger for your team. And think about the first half that the Bandits have had. Easily the Volts could turn that into their second half of the season, or the Blaze could do the same thing. So you see what success that a team has had and know that you're capable of doing the same thing too in the second half. At this point in the series, the Talons have outscored the Volts 23-7.
Didn't catch the corner to Allchin. 2-2 count from Masson. Only 1 run has come across in this inning. Did she go? She did not. Full count.
Held back.
Got her that time. Strands the bases loaded, but another one comes across. It's 8-2 Talons. Talons, last chance for the Volts in this 4-game series to salvage something. It'll take a massive 6-run inning to keep this game alive. 7 to win it. Everything's gone well for the Talons. Are you surprised at all that Sierra Sacco is your leading pick for Rookie of the Year?
I'm not, and I am. I mean, for the success that she has had as a rookie, solidifying herself as a leadoff hitter for the Talons. I mean, just to be able to translate how good she did at Mississippi State as a leadoff hitter into the professional ranks, I mean, that's what is surprising me the most. Not the type of player that she is, the numbers that she can put up, but how quickly she has been able to adjust and not skip a beat at all. High on base percentage, can hit for power, just continues to find different ways to get on base. What a start to her professional career, and she's having fun, singing a song out in the center field too. Plays a great defense.
Talons team has just been so connected. We've got to watch them in the batting cages interacting with each other this week. It's a group that appears to really enjoy playing with each other. Trying to close out the first half of the season with a 4-game sweep of the Volts. Lopez will try to close it in the circle. Rachel Garcia leading off. Jumps ahead 2-0.
Think about what the past, has it been 2.5 weeks? How many weeks has it actually been? Rolling right from World Series to AUSL.
Started on June 7th, so 16 days to this point. Yeah.
So just over 2 weeks. And just think about all the momentum created that first game at Rosemont and authenticating first of everything, the first strike, the first strikeout, the first hit by Morgan Zirkle, the first home run by Sierra Sacco.
I was going to quiz you on those as Garcia lifts it to right center. Sacco casually strolls over, one out.
I'd be able to remember some of them. The first sellout, and then it just was sellout after sellout. Close to 4,000 people in Sulphur, Louisiana that we saw. Here's a lot of the big firsts that we actually have mentioned. First run scored and first home run were Sierra Sacco in that same swing. First in the park home run was also Morgan Zirkle, and she had the first hit. The first complete game, Rachel Garcia.
We had a first complete game shutout a couple days ago with Georgina Korg for the Talons. And one that wasn't on there, first Grand Slam.
It was Bailey Klingler, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Just easy.
I love it. You got to see, you know, Duke and Clemson have all the firsts because they're the newer programs. They've gotten a lot of attention. So you got to see them in recent past, what, 7 to 8 years have all the first. And now the AUSL has gotten to do it. There's something magical about being the first and getting to have those memories.
Out straight back by Deja Mulipola. One out, nobody on.
These teams have really gotten support around them. I mean, I feel like they've formed their identity with their colors and their logos and favorite players. The fans have really latched on to these teams.
Dallas claps that one down into her glove with her offhand, 2 outs.
Which I hope will continue over the course of the next 2 weeks where we're not having any games. Players will get to rest a little bit, reset, and then let's finish strong in July. Can't wait for it.
Line shot from Warren, her first hit of the series. Not quite going away yet with 2 outs. Big thank you to our producer, Casey Carter, director Todd Kinsey, and our entire crew in Norman who have been excellent through some serious heat here in Oklahoma, by the way. Low 90s all week. Talent Stats, Karen Johns.
It's been a complete team effort from every single angle, the AUSL, from the broadcast, the team, support staff, the management. I mean, there's so much to rave about, just so much support top to bottom to get this league off and running strong.
Big swing from Shao. Volts down to their final strike, 1-2 count. Up the middle, base hit. Back-to-back singles here for the Volts. Warren and Shao toward the bottom of the order coming through. First AUSL hit for Sam Shao.
Talking about first, the players get the first, and you can have the team first, the league first. There's all these different firsts that go into it, the inaugural season. So I think we might see a pitching change possibly, or just a little regroup sesh.
I think it's the latter.
Yeah.
We do have 3 lefties in a row coming up. Lopez has already faced Scott, Lorenz, Briggs. They went 1 for 2 against her with a walk and a single. Scott was the walk, and she will be the next hitter. Mia Scott make things interesting. Strike 1 on the outside corner. And straight from a national championship with Texas to joining the Volts as a player out of the reserve player pool. Into left center field. Not done just yet. 1 run's going to score. Shao is into third. Scott up to second.
Both showing some life with 2 outs in the 7th inning, down by now 5 runs, 3 hits in a row.
If you're going to do it, you are in a great part of your order. To the top with Amanda Lorenz, who struck out for just the 2nd time this season, her last time at the plate against Lopez. Takes strike 1. The tying run is in the hole right now. Lorenz to right center field and carrying, and they are not done yet. Amanda Lorenz's first home run of the season, a 3-run shot, and this is a 2-run ball game. Second of the season.
Had one 2 ABs ago, but the last at bat that she faced Lopez, she struck out. 2 home runs in this game, 3 extra base hits, and Amanda Lorenz has just been on time. The past 2 games, she has just been barreling things up hard. And with 2 outs, the Volts have woken up. Their offense, 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. They are not done yet, but just have 1 more out to work with. And I think that we'll see Georgina Korick enter this game to try to shut it down.
This would change the complexion of this 2-week break for the Volts in the biggest way possible. Not just a win, but to potentially come from behind. Still work to do, though. Down 2 runs and nobody on base for Sierra Briggs, facing a new pitcher and Georgina Korick, who's been excellent in this series. This is her 3rd appearance. She's 2-0, has not allowed an earned run, and just 3 hits in 8 2/3.
It's a pitcher that you have a lot of confidence in to come in and get this last out. Or attempt to. Volts offense so hot. Jessie Warren coming up with 2 outs and then 4 hits in a row. Bottom of the order getting it done to pass the bat to Amanda Lorenz with the 3-run home run.
Let's go down to Savannah.
Amanda, never say die moment here for this team. What was your mentality stepping into the box knowing you all can still be in this fight?
Yeah, just pass the bat. I mean, the people before me, Jessie having a huge hit, Sam passing the bat, and then Mia just was trying to get the next person up.
You have been barreling balls all day, barreling balls all season. What led to that home run swing?
Just nothing to lose. I mean, we're really just trying to get something going. We have the right people. We're just not catching a break right now, so really nothing to lose. Feel really free, just trying to get something rolling for my team.
Thanks, Amanda.
Go Volts.
You'd feel it in Amanda Lorenz's voice. You just want it so bad.
You could feel it yesterday when we talked to her pregame, just so determined to try to get a win. 4-game series, and Talons going for the sweep. Volts trying to fend them off down to their final out.
Sierra Briggs, the newest member of this team, traded yesterday here from the Blaze in an exchange with Mackenzie Clark. Following Lorenz's 2nd home run of the season, Briggs falls behind 0-2.
They liked her being left-handed, adding some speed, adding really solid glove. Mackenzie Clark was out in center field too, but the speed aspect of her game, being a lefty, short gamer, a lot of pop in this Volts lineup. Potential pop.
Georgina Korick could end this series with 2 wins, a save, no earned runs, in 9 innings pitched. Was on a plane from Japan about 6 days ago to Wichita when she joined this team for the first time this season.
She's been used a lot, and rightfully so. Pumps a lot of strikes.
And Briggs give Romero a chance. 3-2.
Good at bat by Sierra Briggs. First to face her, taking her to a full count. My goodness. Volts showing some fight here in the last inning.
Briggs slaps it foul, just trying to be careful. Into left field, tough spot for Allchin, and that's foul as well.
You know, hitting can be contagious, and not hitting can also be contagious. This instance here in the 7th inning, it has been so contagious, even down to this at-bat that Briggs is putting together. Full count, 2 outs, 8th pitch of the AB coming.
Georgina Cork is not allowed a hit in her 2 relief appearances. Inside, ball 4. Talons thought it was over. Briggs is on first, and the tying run is stepping to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th.
Remember earlier in this series, might have been yesterday, the days are all blending together, but the Bandits had the biggest comeback in AUSL history, down by 5 runs against the Blaze, came back to win it.
This would be from down 6. 8-2 when this inning started. Sierra Romero in an 0-1 count. Big swing and falls behind 0-2. And to continue the trend of Romero's going yard over the past week or so, her brother Mikey in the Red Sox organization's hit a grand slam and another home run this week in the minor leagues.
Maybe a new softball, she just doesn't like it. You could tell with how she was gripping it and trying to get a feel for it. Maybe a little bit too new. Not liking it. And with being at a place in the game where one pitch can change the game completely, you want to feel good about what you're doing.
0-2. This looks like a different Volts team right now at the plate.
All they need to do is play every inning, like bottom of the 7th inning, 2 outs, apparently. Maybe they have that mindset after the break.
There was a fly out to center field and a ground out to first base to start this inning. Romero, slow roller. Aguilar scoops it up. That's going to do it. The Volts late charge comes up short. 8-6. The Talons finish the job in a 4-game sweep.
Yeah, and the Talons look so strong. What a sweep by them. What a finish to the season for them. Goodness.
Enjoyed the first half, partner. 2-week break for the AUSL. Second half of the season will resume on July 7th, 8th, and 9th in Rosemont with 3 sets of double headers. All 4 teams will be there for our entire crew. Savannah Collins, Amanda Scarborough. I'm Chucky Kemp. Thanks for joining us for the first half of the season. We'll see you in a couple weeks from Rosemont.